To find out what marketing actually led to a conversation through Webchat on your website, the first thing you need to do is go to analytics.google.com. Once you're in there, you're going to go down to the admin screen. Once you're in the admin, you're going to go to the right to goals, and you're going to click on new goal. Next, you're going to say custom, continue. Here, I'm going to call this Podium message. I'm going to skip destination because that is to a URL, duration because we're not looking at time, pages per screen, etc. We're going to an event. Events are more than just playing videos. These are things that could be outside of what's happening on your website, like an outbound click, something you create in Google Tag Manager, or in this case, a web chat conversation. So we're going to go ahead and click on event. And we're going to say continue. Next, the category is going to equal web chat widget. Action is conversation started. It's really important that these are set up exactly like this and you don't create your own names. These are already built into the Podium platform, so it'll make it simple and easy for you. You can skip label and value unless you put these things within your Google Tag Manager. In this case, we're going to say no because we haven't set up in this brand new website a value for it in Tag Manager. And for me, this is going to be something I'm going to label as a 3. It's not something I can necessarily transact like in e-commerce because I don't know exactly what the value of that conversation will be, but I know it has creator intent and someone who is visiting a page and just viewing something like a contact us. When you first set this up, if you have not had any Podium conversations or it's brand new to your website, when you verify it, it will say 0%. If you already have Podium installed and you've already been getting messages through Podium, it will actually have the percent based on your past 7 days. Next, we're going to say save. Now we can see it under here as a goal. So going to a website that already has this installed, already been getting messages, we're going to start just like we're at home base. So first, when we log in, it's going to look like this. We're going to go down to behavior on the left-hand side. Underneath behavior, we're going to click on events. Under events, we're going to say overview. Now, as you've been using Podium longer and longer, you will notice that it will be under top events, but based on how new and how recently you've installed it, I suggest using the overview. Under here, you might see other events, for example, like click to call on your website. In this case, we see web chat widget. This will actually tell us how many people have clicked on it, closed it, and actually start conversations. So I recommend instead going over here to event action. Under the action, we can see the conversation started. You can see out of all the different ways for this one to convert, it's significantly higher than click to call. You will notice that it's typically higher than click to call, and in many cases, it may be more than your form submissions. So now we're here, we can see there was 138 total events. This means there was 138 web chat messages that came through on your website. Out of there, you see this unique events. This means that there was 133 unique people that are messaging in, and 5 of them came back and messaged back in on your website. From there, we're gonna say secondary dimension. Under here, we're gonna go ahead and type in source, medium, instead of trying to search through here. Under here, we can now see where these conversations originated from. So in the past 30 days, we can see that 75 unique conversations, think of it as unique customers, unique patients, came from organic. 26 came from direct, 16 came from Google Ads, and so on. One thing that's also interesting to notice is you will be able to see things like DuckDuckGo, which is a growing organic search engine which has greater privacy. So while you can't necessarily remarket to them on Google Ads or Facebook, now you have the opportunity to continue to engage with them through Podium Web Chat. You may also see other things that are referrals in here. If you set up things such as a UTM, which is a special URL for things such as your Google My Business, or a flyer that you have where they can scan, let's say you're at a car dealership and you have a model where they can do a virtual test drive, anything like that, you create a UTM, you'll be able to see those in here as well. And then if you want to see how many places they came from in the past 30 days, look down here. If there's more than 10, click to get to the number you need to get to see them all. So in this case, we can see some other options in here as well. The next thing you might want to look at and would be helpful for you is clicking on the attribution and knowing what actually led that conversion path to getting to actually starting a conversation, but that will be for next week. Thanks a lot. And if you have any questions, you can message me at jessica@killyourcompetition.today, or you can message me on LinkedIn.